What's up, guys? I guess this is my day 2 of my vlog. I'm driving, I'm using my phone to film this. It's in a little hands-free mount, so no traffic laws are being broken. Just heading home from work. Well, I was hoping today to say, hey, we got a call from our adoption agency and we're going to Japan on Saturday. I don't think I mentioned it last time, but I guess it was early last week, we were notified about a little girl that was born June 16th, and they were still waiting on details from Japan, but if everything worked out, she was going to be ours. And unfortunately, that turned out not to be the case. So we were notified today that she didn't meet the U.S. requirements to be classified as an orphan, and so she's ineligible for adoption here in America. So what that means is, she's not going to go to an orphanage. She's actually going to go to a family in Canada, which is great for that family, and that's really, really cool for them. So, honestly, it's kind of sad a little bit. I'd kind of had my mind decided, as much as you can, that this was it, and we were getting ready to head out and go pick up our daughter and start off our new life. But that's just not the case right now. But my wife and I are at peace with it, and other than a little let down, but that's to be expected. I found, I guess, as we've gone through this adoption process, there's been a ton of ups and downs, and we asked our agency to keep us in the loop as much as possible, and meaning they're going to tell us more than they tell other families because we ask for it. Typically, nobody would, this information that, hey, there's a girl born, she might be yours, wouldn't be told to an adoptive family because of stuff like this, where the chances of it falling through are can happen, and it did. But my wife and I like to know what's going on. We're planners. We just like to get excited about stuff. So that's kind of what happened. But I think a good thing did come out of this. We were, adoptions are expensive, and international travel is really, really expensive. So we've done a lot of fundraising and saving and fundraising and selling. We sold like everything that wasn't immediately used at our house, and I'll cover that on another vlog. But anyway, last night we got an email from another family that just adopted from Japan and gave me a link to a website called adoptionairfare.com. And so I got on there and filled out a form and got a response back really, really quickly from one of the travel agents. And what it is a travel agency that specializes in booking flights for families like us, that's typically last minute and it's typically international, for adoptions. And they also do some missionary type stuff as well. But it appears to be their main gig is getting folks to and from foreign countries for adoptions. And what I found trying to book tickets on my own, or at least trying to have a game plan together, that it was really, really expensive to fly my wife and I from Atlanta to Japan and back. And the quote she sent me this morning about knocked me off the table. It was less than half of what I've been able to find on my own. And I'm a pretty big researcher, and I've checked with the airlines individually, and then all your Expedia, Travelocity type sites, and the numbers kind of all were coming in that same general price point, and she was able to come in like way lower. I'm not throwing out numbers right now because prices are constantly changing, but it was awesome. It really, it gave me some hope that when it is time to travel, and most likely that travel will be relatively last minute for this kind of trip, that we're not going to hopefully get just hammered with at least airfare. And we looked at a bunch of different hotel options. We've, I think, decided when we go, we're just going to stay at the same hotel that several of the other families have stayed at, just because, frankly, it's kind of intimidating for me going to another country that is not an English-speaking country and trying to stay in a hotel and do a bunch of other stuff. I'm not I wouldn't call myself a seasoned traveler. I like to do fun stuff, but travel is just not really my thing. So I'm a little more comfortable at least going somewhere where somebody could say, hey, we're from America, this place is pretty sweet. So we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into when it comes to accommodations. And I've never really traveled with a baby before, so that'll be, at least we know the place is, you know, usable for that need. So anyway, that's where we're at. So right now we're waiting, and we could get a call tomorrow, we could not, we could get a call next week, we could get a call next month, but we're just going to continue to wait, and we're going to pray, and we know at some point we're going to have a daughter, and we're first in line with the agency, so it's coming sooner or later. So I'm going to keep you updated on everything, and over the next couple things we're going to talk about in these blogs, I figured we probably need some topics rather than me just ramble. I'm going to talk more about our fundraising, how we did it, and because that, I think when people are looking to adopt, that's a huge deal, because it is not cheap and by any means, but I you know, we were able to raise the money, and we're not like special connected people or anything, so I think that's very, very doable. And I'm going to talk about, you know, why adoption, why international adoption, and how we ended up set to adopt a child from Japan of all places. So common questions I get asked, and I guess we'll kind of cover that over the next while. I got to make a video every day for the next at least month, so I have all kinds of stuff to talk about. I'm going to try to avoid politics, so that gets me fired up. But anyway, those of you who are watching, thank you for watching. Feel free to message us with me questions. I am not an expert. My wife is not an expert. We're just kind of just slogging through this whole process and figuring it out. But I do have a lot of friends that have been down this road a bunch and could help answer questions. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go home and deal with a insane 4-year-old and an insane 2-year-old, because that's how we roll. So anyway, y'all have a great day.